It's Lon.TV, and you all know I've got a special place in my heart for the Sega Genesis. I keep it enshrined in the back of the studio. That one is actually one of the first ones that ever hit the U.S. shores. I bought it right in 1989, right when it came out. And a viewer wrote in and suggested I check out this console from AT Games, which attempts to replicate the Sega Genesis in handheld form. And I was really impressed with this until I heard what it sounded like, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, we, of course, have to look at the hardware and what's on it. So it has 40 Sega and Capcom games built in. So it's got the Sonic 1 and 2, Streets of Rage. I think you got Street Fighter 2 on here also. So it's got kind of the whole gamut of the popular Genesis titles that came from both of those manufacturers at the time. And the console itself actually looks pretty nice. As you can see, the screen is pretty sharp and colorful. I really was impressed with just how nicely everything played. But the button layout isn't the best for me. It's just a little too steep, a little too diagonal for me, but you can get used to that. The play control is really nice. It actually is a pretty nice, responsive game platform, and I was really surprised because these guys tend to make some of those inexpensive console replicas that you see at the dollar stores and that sort of thing, but that was pretty good. It's got a built-in lithium-ion battery that you charge via USB. It also has an SD card slot on board as well, so let me just pop out of here real quick, and I'll show you how that works. So you can kind of scroll through the menu of included games, or you go to the end and you can select the SD card. And what I put on here was Truxton. And if anyone watches this great YouTube channel called Classic Game Room, you know Mark, who runs that channel, loves Truxton. So I figured I would give him a shout out here and play a little Truxton on this little emulated console. And you can just get a feel for the fact that you can load a ROM into your console here via an SD card and load it up, which I thought was pretty nice because a lot of these replica consoles don't often have that. But there is one glaring problem with this console, and it has to do with just how bad the sound is on it. They did a great job of replicating the graphics and emulation, because I'm assuming this is an emulated console, but the sound is just downright wretched. So I'm going to plug this in real quick and you'll get a feel for it. So of course it does the Sega thing just fine, but wait until you hear Sonic the Hedgehog's little thing come up here. That is not how it's supposed to sound. It gets worse when you jump into the game. It's just, I don't know why, if you're going to make a Sega Genesis console, you're going to kill the sound, which is really half the game is the sound, and it just sounds really, really horrible. And it completely takes away the experience for me, so much so that I just can't play this, and I can't recommend it because the sound is just not accurate. So that is the AT Games Ultimate Portable Game Player. I would say it would be the Ultimate Portable Game Player, at least for Sega Genesis fans, if the sound was even remotely accurate, which it is not. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.